How do I know if I did it right? It has a red light. Oh, good.
We are going to do the up tune first. Okay. That's an important thing to let you know. Laura's going to introduce us. Actually,
Are we going to do behind the stage?
this is a set. So, boy, I didn't think this part through. Let's do a pitch on an ah. We'll try that one more time.
Contestant number next for evaluation. Alaska Sound Celebration under the direction of Melody Received.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! My favorite chorus in the world! Woo!
Who's that coming down the street? Who's that baby? Ain't he sweet? Who's that guy? Oh my, he's so divine, so divine. Who's that? Just like a dream, hottest guy you've ever seen. I can tell you now, he's all be all wrong, but wrong or right, tonight, please hold me tight. I never meant to fall, did not want to fall in love. I never meant to
Wow.
You guys need to play. Nice job for a first set.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, fabulous place to start. We're gonna have fun. Okay. Your job, to be constantly interesting and completely compelling, 100% of the time. Okay, and that's the stamina that we're gonna work on, and that's where this happens. Okay, so many beautiful, beautiful things that we're doing. You know these songs well. You've worked these songs. There's been a couple things we're going to do tonight to kind of get our most optimum vocal production happening on our instruments. Okay, and hopefully it'll be a tool that you can take into all of your music. But number one, I think from reading your score sheets from regional, have you read them lately? No. They're fabulous score sheets. They're great score sheets. They really, really are. Wonderful, wonderful, fabulous things. You are so on spot on so much. You're doing so many things right, and you know, we have to be fearless in our vocal production, in our breath, in our management. And I think some of us, especially on the ballad, are not quite taking as many breaths as we could for the optimum sound. And so this weekend will be a chance for you to play with that and work with that. And make sure that that's happening, because you have this amazing story to tell. And what a great place for you to be at. What a great place for us to be at. Okay, what a fabulous director you have. Whoever interpreted this plan.
Oh. We've had a lot of coaches help us with that.
Well, I am not here to change any of the interpreted plan. I am not here to change any of it.
We have a master director who does a beautiful job with it.
Great. It's great. And so what I would like to do also, I'm going to change a couple voices, and because you're here, and I want to see how it sounds. Misty and Sheila, can you switch places, please? Everybody's like, great. So, as every coach does to me, they say, so what do you want to start with tonight? What would you like to start with tonight?
I think the ballad.
Okay, great. We'll start with the ballad. What a beautiful story you tell.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh my goodness. So, as I've been reviewing and prepping, I stayed home today, so I had a great day. Took a hot bath, did my nails, and I watched you for 3 hours. It was great. It was lovely. Ron was at the ice rink skating. I had the house to myself. And the dogs. The dogs can sing these 2 songs. So here we go. Let me get to my little notes while you were singing here. Okay. May I hear the intro, please? And just the first 6 measures or so, right up to oh, I know I'm feeling well. Okay. Oh, excuse me, before I'm caught. I want you to get to that whole phrase first. I'm like, is she breathing or not?
Can we hear that quite one more time? Sorry.
Lovers everywhere, full of hope and then despair. Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught.
Good. So one of the things from reading your score sheets is that a more dynamic variance in your storytelling. So this is a little bit on the technical side here. We're not going to live forever on the technical side this weekend with me. That's not the kind of director I am, but not the kind of coach I am. But the kind of director I am. So what I'd like you to do is think about your lovers everywhere. I've heard your story. I know what the story is. Do anybody want to remind anybody what the story is? Christy?
It's about our relationship with the chorus and the Sweet Adelines.
Correct. Not about your lover. Correct. Good. So lovers everywhere could be singers everywhere, or musicians everywhere, or choruses everywhere. Okay, great. Can you paint that picture and set that up a little bit and think about that you are telling a story to a toddler, and you don't want to scare them right away. So you want to introduce a story to your audience without. So can you paint more of a picture? Use a softer color to start with, and then grow into that. Especially that crescendo happens on where. Can you make sure you're not just don't start so loud.
Lovers everywhere.
Main dynamic. Heather, I need a more interesting face from you from the beginning. You look like you're thinking too hard. So let's do that again. And grow somewhere with this.
Lovers everywhere, full of hope and then despair. Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught within the spell.
Beautiful, so much more variety. I hit save. So, when I'm caught within this, the first chord on spell is out of tune. A, C, E, G chord. I don't know why it is. Shouldn't be. Okay, so just know that it's out of tune. Let's see.
Don't be afraid if you think you're going to a high note there. Don't be afraid of that. All of your notes are horizontal. All of your notes are horizontal. So you can sing them all in the same beautiful space.
So can you please do that again and be aware that it's out of tune, so fix it.
Which spell?
Spell. The first chord is spell. Right when you hit it, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like a whatever chord it is.
Lovers everywhere.
So I heard lovers everywhere instead of lovers everywhere. I heard lovers everywhere. Lovers everywhere. Please paint a better picture with a bigger brush stroke.
Lovers everywhere, full of hope and then despair. Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught within the spell.
Okay. Can I hear baritone and bass from
Oh, I know the feeling well.
Oh, I know the feeling well. There's a G. And baritones, that's where you should be on that first chord. You know that. I just.
Oh, I know the feeling well. Bass note. Who are we singing basses and baritone?
Bass and baritone.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught within the spell.
note, make sure you go to it right away. You kind of eased into that.
Whatever you're going to, it just, yeah.
When you come back up on the third note, make sure you get there right away.
This,
Yes.
okay.
And basses come down gently. Don't let yourself take big steps down.
Let's hear those two parts again.
Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught within the spell.
Yeah! Yeah, all four parts, do it again.
From that spot or from
Yeah,
the
from
other?
that part, from that spot, spot.
Okay, leads, can you figure out where you start? Yep. Okay. Some of them have got it. Come in when you get it.
Oh, I know the feeling well, for I'm caught within the spell.
Yes, excellent. Don't sing it any different than that. Again, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so one of the tools that we're going to work on this week that I want you to just be able to have in your back pocket and pull out whenever we need it, and actually just kind of be in the back of your mind at all times, and that is your inner Archie. How many of you have an inner Archie? Cool. Woo. Look around. Some of you, your friends on the risers that have an inner Archie. That's great. That's great. Okay. So Archie has to do with where you're going to a placement of where you're going to put a lot of your words. There will be some modifications where you're at in your range that will happen, but it's kind of your go-to place of where your words are going to fit, where your vowels are going to fit, and you're going to sing most things in your Archie spot, okay? With some modifications in your
And it's
range.
going to be the easiest it's ever been for you to sing.
Yes, it should be very easy and very greeny for you. So right now, you're going to go off into your harmony groups, I said the wrong word, harmony units, your 1, 2s, and 3s. And if you know your Archie, you're going to help someone else find their Archie. Or we might ask you to demonstrate your Archie. And I need you back here by 8 o'clock.
We need to make sure at least a few people in the groups have a pen or a pencil with them, so everybody can mark their Archie spot when they find it, so they will remember what it is, because everybody can have an Archie handout.
Does anybody not know what their group is? Patty, you're group 1. Leslie, you're group 3. Anybody else?